Hi, this is Majinoni, and let's talk about the death of a superhero. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number, was it 158, and Avengers versus New Ultimates number 4. Now, you don't have to read these two books together, but it really does help give you the overall picture of what's going on. There is some overlapping, and sometimes when it overlaps, it doesn't do a good job connecting with each other. Same with the last couple of issues, where it's like you get the general idea, but I just wish it was a little bit more tighter. Now let's talk about this one first. I really didn't think that this was going to be a strong series. I honestly thought this was going to be a throwaway series, and this was phenomenal. I was just completely blown away by both of these, particularly this one, because we're talking about like the Carol's team, which would have, Carol's team, which would have been Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, just are totally manhandling Nick Fury's team, the Dark Ops team, and we're talking about they're just getting they're getting their asses handed to them. And basically, there's no real surprise as to what's going on with Nick Fury, but what happens at the end of this book is a shocker, especially when you consider what Marvel has going forward in their plans. But I will say this, based on what I've seen on the storyline with the Ultimate line, I think that this ending might actually be a lot more permanent than others, like if it was in the regular Marvel universe. I know I really didn't like use art before, but for some reason this thing, maybe I'm just wrapped up in the story, but the art, everything just fit. I love the artwork. I liked the action sequences. Carol going down. I mean, she went down hard. This whole thing, like I can't. If you're not buying this, it might be too late to buy the single issues now, so buy the trade when it comes out. But you really need to buy these both. This is so far one of the strongest Ultimate storylines I've seen in a long time. Now, well, this issue here basically pretty much picks up with Spider-Man getting shot, and then it leads to the hunt and capture of Nick Fury. This one basically starts with the Spider-Man getting shot, and then what happens is Spider-Man basically sees the Sinister Six flying. He's basically thinking, all right, I gotta go to a hospital. How am I gonna figure this out? And he sees the Sinister Six flying overhead, and he knows where they're going. And there's a lot of emotion that's being shown in these panels that's not even really, it's without facial expressions. It's all done, the shadows and the eyes of the mask, and it's just so good. Now, what really I think really made this issue strong for me is the end battle here, where you have the Sinister Six. Craven basically tracked down Spider-Man based on his scent to his home, and then you have Johnny and Bobby basically at the house because they didn't quite understand the message. Get out, emergency, get out, and danger, And so basically they're making the last stand to protect, the house. The Sinister Six don't think that Peter's still inside the house, being a coward. And I'm gonna give you a little bit spoiler because I think the picture was just totally badass. Now the fighting here is really solid. The art is solid, but then when Johnny and Bobby go down, you have this panel right here where it's just basically Spider-Man shows up, Vulture goes after him, Peter zaps him with his webbing and takes him out. And he just, the way he's like, who's next? He's struggling. He's got the bullet wound, even though it's clean. He's lost a lot of blood. His strength is, he's not even close to being 50%, and he's got to take down his most dangerous villains. And this was, I thought at first he was going to die because of this gunshot, but now I'm so happy that I'm getting the payoff where he's actually going to battle the Sinister Six. And I mean, I just wish Bendis was putting so much love into this issue. I just wish he'd put the love in other comics. It's the same level of love, because I'm telling you, this has just been a pleasure to read so far, and I cannot wait to see what comes, how this thing ends. Because the one thing I will say about the Ultimate Universe, they make chances, they do things that you normally don't expect them to do, and I applaud them for that. And that's why it's a whole new level of enjoyment to actually read this. Because like if I read this in a regular Spider-Man book, I know that everything's going to be retconned back. Spider-Man will be alive. If they killed him, a year later he comes back. This one, Peter dies, he's probably going to stay dead, because that's what they've done so far. Anytime they've killed heroes have stayed dead. And heroes have died graphically. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. I'll have more reviews up later. I'm really curious to know what other people are thinking about these issues. Have you been buying it? If you haven't been, are you going to be getting the trade? Let me know. I'm curious. So, until next time.